Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid, just going to dive into XLP. Once again, thank you for support. Okay, big old CoinsKid crew. So, right now, what I'm going to do for you, just show you on the monthly time frame XRP. I will try and zoom in if I remember, but I do sometimes forget. I do apologise. I'm just going to show you the monthly time frame because this is a setup that I'm looking at. I've been looking at this for quite a long time. That you're in this sort of massive cycle that you were here as well, and all this chip chop sideways noise, it would have shaken people out as well, thinking you were going to go lower, but you never did. And I think that you sort of range bound here for the duration, however long it is, I don't know, but as long as we don't lose a key low, in my opinion, obviously this low right there, and we're trying to find this low that we're coming back to, but primarily it is all about this low right now for XRP, in my opinion, that we put in March 2020. Okay, that's your key low. Lose that, and I think that it's really drastic and really negative here for XRP, and it can actually afford to come all the way back down to that low without losing it and still look bullish for the long term, basically. But if you do start to lose this low, like I said to you, and you start to come down and close below that, and another key area of support that I don't want to see a close below on the monthly as well, I'm going to show you. You're still setting up for something. That's what I'm trying to say to you. So I think that you've got a very similar cycle, but what I'm going to do is reverse the chart here, invert the chart, press Alt-I on your keyboard. Okay, so I think that what we've got, this is the inception. You had that pump. Okay, remember this is inverted. Then you had your bear market. Then you had a pump. Then you had a correction. Okay, that never lost this low. Remember this is upside down, and you caught up, and then boom, you broke out basically, and you've put in that huge impulsive move from 2017 to the end of 2017. Literally one year later you'd gone up huge. I remember it very well. So you've had your bear market just there, your bull market top, sorry, and you rolled into this bear market pretty much like what you did. Okay, here in my opinion is this. Do you understand? So this is one impulsive move, this is your bear market, then this is an impulsive move, and this is your corrective move, consolidating, and then boom, you're putting that using impulsive break. And I think that what we've got here, this leg represents this leg. Okay, and what we've done, we've got this corrective bear market here. See this is this bit here that we've gone through, and then what we've gone through is this sort of impulsive move, which was this is impulsive move, and right now this is simply what this is. Do you understand? Coming back to this low, and like I said to you, just here, it's really important that you don't lose a low. So the fact that I flipped it upside down, you might be able to see it better. So what I'm going to do is drop some levels of support here for XRP that we sort of never lost just there. Okay, look at that. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is drop a level of support just here as well for XRP on that low where we are in March, just there. Okay, so it's getting confusing because it's upside down for XRP. So sometimes just look at it upside down, it might make you feel better. Okay, so you can see here essentially what we've got at the moment, just like we got here as well, we've got that level of resistance on the monthly time frame where we started to sort of come down, we're sort of coiling up, and then we broke that level of resistance. What happened? Boom, we came all the way down. So essentially what you've got from the top to the high is, again, you've got a bit of a trend line just there for XRP. Okay, now you can see that XRP, it's basically trending backwards, isn't it? It's starting to come back and retrace to this high here, pretty much like it did there, okay, in that previous cycle, where it came down, made that high and started to retrace to this low, but never lost it. Do you see that? So, it comes back, but as long as it doesn't lose it, like I said to you, you're looking, as soon as you break this level here, that you've got a beautiful impulsive move in front of you. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Okay, so I do think, like in time, like, if I was making charts for you back then, I would have said to you, break that level of resistance, you've got an impulsive move to the upside, and we did get that. Okay, and I'm telling you exactly the same thing here. Whenever we break this level of resistance, this trend line right now, I think that XRP is going to do something like that. Okay, because this is one cycle. Okay, coiled up, broke out. Another cycle, coiled up, potentially breaking out. Now, the way to validate this, obviously, is if you don't lose this low. Okay, like you'd never lost that low there of that bear market. This is your bear market low in this instance. And all we're doing here is we're tracing over time to this low. And at any point, we'll turn and start to come and attack that level of resistance. Okay, when you break that level of resistance for XRP, it's going to be super bullish. Okay, so again, you could just sit on the sidelines and wait for that scenario, but what I'm trying to do is find a low for you. It's really difficult. It's a really difficult job to find a low as well, but essentially what you're doing here, you've basically broken out, and all you're doing is retracing to this low. Okay, looking for support, but a continuation of the breakout. Pretty much what you did here, you got the breakout, you retraced all the way to this low, and then you started to come back up into the resistance of this trend line. You could have already drawn this trend line on here like I'm doing doing here as well, which would have given you resistance points. Do you see that? Once you break it, go long. Once you break it, go long. And that's the cycle that I think we're in for XRP. I think you're in that until you lose this low. If you lose this low here, you're not in that similar cycle that you were in the last cycle. And this cycle here is just more long and drawn out than this shorter cycle that XRP was in. Okay, now the big question is here, are we going to get this kind of big massive push and this big massive move like we did here once we break this resistance? Possibly, you know, and it could be coupled with the fact that we've got some kind of green light in 2023 or whenever it is at that time, that you do start to see XRP trade back towards this trend line of resistance, because you can see, like I said to you, the market moves in waves. Okay, so I am anticipating some kind of pump or, you know, retracement to the key levels of resistance that you've not back tested as resistance because you've been falling down. Okay, but I just don't know where the bottom is, and that's the truth of it. It could be lower than here, it could, you know, the bottom could be in, and that is, you know, I'm trying to relay that to you as best as I can. But the one thing we can't do here for XRP is lose that low, because that will invalidate this cycle theory that I've got, that you're doing something like this pretty much like you did in this cycle, where you broke the resistance and it was a fantastic area to go along at that point. Okay, so this is why sometimes you just look at it upside down. Now you could say, okay, well, you know, you retrace into this low. Where did we retrace to this low in this cycle? So if we drop the fibs on here, and what I'm going to have to do is actually reverse it here so I can find my path. So basically what we did here, we got this, basically the inception push, the big run up, then we had that big bear market, you know, and you know, we've got this very similar cycle right now, ran into this resistance, and then we retrace to this low here. Okay, so let's look at the retracement levels that the XRP went through from this high that it put in all the way down to the low, and that might give us a guide as to where the bottom might actually be. So you could see here that this low here, which is your bear market low, okay, look at that big push down, that big bear market, and then you've got that huge impulsive break, then this correction, then the coiling up, and then the breakout, okay, which is something I'm looking at right now. Potential wave 1, this is a wave 2 correction, coil up, wave 3, 4, 5, end of the bull market, big bear market, wave 1, wave 2, wherever it starts to come back to, then you're going to break out, and then boom, you're up there. And that's something I'm looking at, okay, like I said to you, rinse repeat cycle. You know, where did it retrace to? So you can see here, this is your low, okay, this is your high, and when you retrace, you came all the way down to the 786 fib, and it was nasty. You know, it came all the way down to the 702, came back up, and then it dumped again down to 786. But essentially that was your key support, wasn't it? The 786. Okay, the 702 golden ratio, 786, just a really good area to accumulate XRP before it did break out. Okay, and it never lost that low, which is really important in this scenario, that we don't lose that low. So in my opinion, you know, if we take a look at the charts and we go from this high that we put in last year, you can see that at the moment you found a golden ratio of support. So if you do start to see more dumps in the market here, you know, we've got all this leg room to come all the way down to the 1 fib, where again you could start to come down and do this over a long period of time, enter level accumulation, you know, like you did here. You come down your large ABC, enter level accumulation, where essentially you just work towards this trend line here, and again work towards this trend line here. Whenever you break it, super bullish scenario for XRP. If you break it, because the negation of that is if you start to retrace any deeper here, because I've not got a crystal ball, you know, this could be some kind of double top like this, and you roll in, you lose this support, and you've got another impulsive move to the downside, and then, you know, you're in a larger macro trend where you've got an impulsive wave, corrective wave, impulsive wave, big huge corrective wave coming back down potentially to the swing high, and then you've got another impulsive move to the upside. So like I said to you, it's all about support and resistance. At the moment, what XRP is actually doing is simply retracing to this low, okay, looking for the support of a continuation of this breakout. You know, impulsive, potentially corrective, impulsive. This was impulsive, corrective, impulsive, breakout. Okay, and this is a scenario that I'm looking at. To negate that, we have to see XRP come down and lose that low that it put in, and it really is that simple. Okay, so I wish I could tell you exactly where the low is. Could we say, okay, well, the fact that, you know, XRP it actually came all the way down to the 786 fib in that cycle, is it going to come down to this 786 fib again, you know, all the way down there at 19 cents? Absolutely possible. It is trying to build a base at the moment on the golden ratio. Like I said to you, you've not necessarily back tested these key levels of resistance and support, you know, which is something you always see. Look, even on the breakdown here, fell down. Look at you retesting these resistances as support. You've not done that yet. So I do think in time, wherever this falls to, you are 100% going to be retesting that level there, the 382, which is around about 60 cents, isn't it, as resistance, because you've actually melted through this. It could even come here, but you could drop and then it comes there. I've not got a crystal ball, you know. It's technical analysis. It is what it is. So I hope you enjoyed that update, but you know, I'm just trying to portray to you that zoom out, okay, zoom out, look at the bigger picture, because potentially we've got an impulsive wave here, like we had an impulsive wave there, an ABC correction, potentially putting your ABC correction that's complete already on the golden ratio, you know. And if this is the case and you're building this base and the market doesn't dump like everyone's anticipating, what an area to go long here or start to accumulate XRP at these levels, okay, because eventually if this does start to come up, wow, and breaks that white line there, that, you know, you got that rinse repeat cycle, haven't you? Hope you enjoyed that update. You know, remember, I've not got a crystal ball, I can't see into the future. It is all about support and resistance, and that's all it is, okay? Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.